This video is brought to you by absolutely nothing. No thanks to you. After all, you ain't gonna watch this video. If you do, like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you really like what you see here, support us on Patreon. What's up?
Fuckheads and fornicators, 'tis I, your fearless leader, and god damn is frickin' YouTube liking to screw me over by their shadow banning. Some will tell me how it's the algorithm's smarter than me, blah blah blah. No, it's because they want everyone stupid! You're so stupid! Like, I get it, you're trying to compete with TikTok, which means you gotta make people dumber. Like, that is why stupid stuff like, well, first, and I can't cuss for the first minute, so there you go on that one. People bleep out words like sex, which, what are we, kindergarten? I know I've said that in a few of my other videos, but it's true. Literally, have you seen what's on YouTube? It's either shills or hate bait or useless things that make you dumber, like ASMR. Yet, you know, you keep dropping my views.
I mean, come on!
I did a video called "Is BlackRock the Real Life Court of Owls?" Yeah, it's just a bunch of random stuff I did with Shadow Vessel and stuff. But ever since they shut down the DontWatchMojo channel and they've got rid of Sub Pals and YT Pals, I've been like, you know, struggling just to get 100 views on here due to the fact that, well, you like to fuck me over. Seriously.
Meanwhile,
I go on Rumble, yeah, I don't get a lot of views, but at least I get monetized.
Come on!
To be famous on here, you gotta have no friends.
Well, duh.
Because, again, look at the hate bait people, you know? What do they do on the weekends? Do they go to the bars, party, and fuck hot bitches? No. They do their super chat. Yeah, you make money, but you probably haven't gotten laid in longer than I have, which has only been like maybe 6 months. More often than you guys did.
Oh, snap.
You were basically with a orc.
Yeah, but you were with your hand if you're lucky.
Snap.
Enough of
nag, 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 nag!
This is going to be kind of like greatest hits of stuff that was on the Don't Watch Mojo channel that I have to put on here. Mainly comic reviews. But before we get to anything, now to our new sponsor. Oh wait, we don't have no sponsor because this channel's not big enough or good enough for people. We're not clickbaiting bitches. We don't bend the knee to either side. We're true anarchists. Not anarcho-punk commies. Not alt-right fucking douchebags. No, we're the real fucking deal. No thanks to you. And now that we got that out of the way, now for my review on Judge Dredd. Dredd versus Death.
Judges, zombies, vampires, we're doomed.
And as for the Batman Who Laughs, who looks a lot like another character from a 2000 AD Judge Dredd character, who's the evil version of our hero. And yeah.
Now, sinner, prepare to be judged. The crime is life. The sentence is death.
Decent just rip off Judge Dredd. I mean, the Batman Who Laughs is basically Judge fucking Death. Let's be real here. No one's brought this up either. I am the only one who brings this up. So,
As you saw on our, we animated it and tweaked the voices, but really the visual audio is from F.W. Waller.
Death, on the other hand, was not only a supernatural character, but one who hailed from an alternate dimension called Dead World, and led a group of 4 horsemen-style undead street justices called the Dark Judges.
They can judge me anytime.
Shut the fuck up!
Thanks for being a good sport and not flagging us for stealing your shit, even though we did a twist on it. Man, come on, he has way more views. Because apparently YouTubers rather watch slideshows than people who take time on things. Yeah.
is the Batman Who Laughs a rip-off of Judge Death?
Let's see what their similarities are. First, they are evil versions of the hero who push to the limit. 2, they're from a parallel, darker dimension.
I am God here.
3,
The real crime is life, and the sentence is death.
Judge Dredd. Dredd versus Death. It's the original 2000 AD short comics put into one graphic novel. It also includes the Lunar Olympics and the lead up to the Apocalypse War, which is basically the Cold War set in the future, done during the Cold War. Like, they have the Soviets, and it's kind of funny, they actually make the Soviet chief judge look like Stalin. And as you know, in my Mega City 2 video, I always make the chief judge be Chief Judge Putin, because why the fuck not, right? But yeah, the first 2-3 chapters is the original Judge Death story and the original Dark Judges story, and even has the cool iconic 2-page spread. It works for what it is, but the video game is basically identical.
All life will be extinguished, and Mega City 1 shall at last be purified.
Yeah, that was a cool comic, huh? Fuck yeah! Now here's my review on Fight Club 2 and 3. First, Fight Club 2 by Dark Horse Comics, written by Chuck Palahniuk, you know, the guy who did the original Fight Club. And dude, it's meta as it's been covered.
A lot has happened since then. This is Sebastian. You remember him, right? Hilarious.
In the Fight Club 2 graphic novel, Tyler transformed
Project Mayhem.
is now turned into Rise or Die.
And I think that's because they're on social media and all that shit.
The narrator and Marla Singer are married. They have a son named Junior. Tyler is back. We find out Tyler's a It's very fan servicey, very meta. Even Chuck Palahniuk and his writing staff are in it, kind of explaining what's really going on, and it just kind of suddenly ends because Tyler Durden wants to be a father.
It was a bold and fun comic, though not exactly earth-shattering.
Now for Fight Club 3. Here's what the plot says. Marla Singer is about to deliver her second child, but the daddy isn't her husband. It's
Tyler Durden.
who is very invested in his heir and the world he'll inherit.
Things you own end up owning you.
Marla, her first son, and her husband, the unnamed narrator in the novel, who now goes by Baltazar, live in a rundown motel with sketchy neighbors.
That isn't music. Christ, what are they doing?
Now, as a road to paradise presents itself, a new group has implemented a ruthless and defiant plan to fine-tune mankind, leading Baltazar to forge an unlikely alliance with Tyler Durden. And that's basically it. It's weird. It's very... I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, did Chuck Palahniuk just do more drugs? I honestly don't know what the fuck I just read, and I thought the comic sequel to fucking Repo Man was weird. Yes, that Repo Man. Not to be confused with Repo Man, Repo Chick, or that other Repo Man show. I mean, Fight Club, I get it, is a weird movie, but this takes the cake. I really don't understand. Like, I read it, you know, it takes place within a year. Each issue is a month, and it shows you, like, starts with a calendar. We learned about, you know, Junior, he's friends with the penguin character from Jack's fucking cave, and all in all, it was a fun read. It was an easy read. Do I recommend this? If you like Fight Club, I give it 3 out of 5.
Tell you are by far the most interesting single-serving friend I've ever met.
All right, 3.5 out of 5. There you have it. I'm done. And finally, the thing I've been like, you know, bringing up a lot.
If you've ever wondered about the secret lives of superheroes, then Grant Ennis and Derek Robertson's The Boys is the creator-owned comic for you.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
My problem I have with this whole premise is you ripped off fucking martial law.
Nag, 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 nag!
Or technically, it could be a prequel of martial law, since martial law takes place in the near future.
And you know my theory that martial law is the prequel to Judge Dredd.
I am the law.
And I had a very rough, rudimentary sketch of the character, and the notes I sent to Pat Mills were essentially martial law in those days, in the early stages, was kind of like Mad Max. There were lots of wild cars, and it was a kind of post-apocalyptic blasted background.
Like a lot of groups here, people. You guys are, what is this, the cast of queer as folk?
Yeah, he looks like the Gimp, but he has the best slogan ever. Martial Law is a superhero comic book series created by Pat Mills and Kevin O'Neill. It was first published by Epic Comics. We talked about that in a past episode.
I miss Epic Comics. That shit was
The series is a satire of superhero genre as well as a deconstruction of the superheroes in the Golden Age and Silver Age. The series characterizes extreme graphic violence and nudity. Epic Comics launched Martial Law in October of 1987 as a 6-issue limited series.
In that year, Pat and I were talking about it, and one day he rang me up and he said, I keep looking at this character and thinking, what if he hunted superheroes? And I corrected, I said, don't you mean supervillains? I mean, no, superheroes, because Pat didn't grow up with American comics at all. He's really not familiar with them, and at the time he actually hated the whole kind of Green Lantern business, that type of stuff. And I was thinking about it, well, that's really odd, that's really quite strange, that's a good idea. So we kept the plot, but we made Law a hero hunter, and that enlarged the thing and made it much more exciting. And Archie was very good about it. He liked the idea, and he let us run with it. And what happened with Law from that point on is it just became increasingly excessive. The more people seemed to enjoy that dark black comedy violence, the more we gave it to.
Martial Law was an unbalanced mix of Judge Dredd, the aforementioned Punisher, and all the self-loathing that Joy Division used to sing about.
Okay, let's look at the stories of both of them, alright?
It follows a CIA-sanctioned and bankrolled group of thugs whose job it is to ostensibly manage superhero hedonism.
It's basically Ray Donovan for superheroes.
The bag or the bat?
CIA agent Billy Butcher gets director Susan Rayner to sign off on reforming the boys, a black ops team of super police.
Right? And they have to basically police the superheroes.
But the main character is an English gangster named William Butcher, who runs the boys and has a psychotic need to murder every last superhero alive.
Martial Law is a government-sanctioned superhero hunter, aka law enforcer officer or a killer, with superpowers in the city of San Francisco, the near-future metropolis built from the ruins of San Francisco following a massive earthquake. Law's job is to take down other superheroes who have gone rogue, which he does with maximum force and great pleasure, I would think.
Ostensibly, he's there to ensure these superheroes don't cause too much mayhem, but he's a bitter, disillusioned super soldier.
And, oh my fucking god.
The boys consist of boys with really weird names, Mother's Milk, Frenchman, and Huey.
So Huey is recruited by Butcher into the boys, a 5-member team, and off we go with the plot.
I take it you see all the similarities. I mean, the only difference is it's a team of people fucking up superheroes rather than just martial law.
Over the course of the series, the boys go about taking down deviant soups.
But like, look at their version of evil Superman.
There is contrived attention, and indeed an entire character motivation in the relationship between main character and antagonist.
And look at the public spirit.
Evil Superman is used to represent power and depravity, to tell us that we can just be cynical about this world and we will be correct.
Yeah, where we got the idea from this?
I'm not mad completely, but I'm also...
Evil Superman is part of a team of 7 superheroes.
It is Evil Superman and his Evil Justice League, right? And they're called the 7. Martial Law did that already. They're called the Jesus League.
Oh, at the climax, when main character and antagonist are finally about to resolve all that tension.
More like the bad guys.
One of which is a man covered from head to toe in a black bodysuit, shows up and reveals himself to be an even more powerful clone of Evil Superman.
Seem to have an open door policy for assholes, though, don't they?
And look at Sleep Man.
I am bacteria. I am the lowest form of life. I am a superhero.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
In short, it might be good, it might not be. And all I gotta say is, they should have just done martial law instead of this series. I mean, we got too many of them already, but by far the best is martial law. Here's the rest of his career right here.
Martial law crossover stories, now they have a kind of an odd origin. There was talk way back when we did 6 martial law comics which became Fear and Loathing, the first collection. The 7th one was Martial Law Takes Manhattan, which was going to be a martial law versus Punisher book. Somehow that came up in conversation. Tom DeFalco, who was Marvel boss at the time, gave permission for it. Punisher was huge back in those days. It had been about 1990, I guess, somewhere around about then, 89, 90. Pat wasn't comfortable with it though. And he did say to me at one point, well, if you want to do a Law Punisher crossover with another writer, do it. And I thought, well, that sounds so good. And I said, well, why don't we do a character like the Punisher?
Follow-up, Martial Law Takes Manhattan one-shot in which Marvel Comics major characters were a parody. Parody is an understatement. What they did, they flat out just like gave him the finger. I mean, Spider-Man's sexually depraved, which he is.
Well, while you think about it, how about I show you around?
Thor and Doctor Strange just spit out world salad and suffered from delusions of grandeur. Venture Brothers ripped off this part, or paid homage to it, by showing their version of the Human Torch, which is Cody. And Captain America is a wannabe Superman. There you go on that one.
And then what happened?
In 1991, Mills and O'Neill took the characters to the fledgling Apocalypse Comics for another one-shot. The character then started a lead feature in Toxic, a weekly comic started in 1991. Toxic proved to be a short-lived, and Apocalypse Comics went bankrupt in 1992. And I remember Toxic too. I remember a comic series called Big Berta that was in there. Pretty disturbing, pretty cool. I don't know. Mills and O'Neill then took martial law to Dark Horse Comics, where the story in Toxic was completed in late 1992.
The box. You opened it.
The year also saw the character return to Epic Comics for a 2-issue pitting the martial law against Clive Barker's Pinhead character. No shit, dude. That was pretty fucking awesome, dude, because, you know, it's superheroes getting tortured by the Cenobite. Over the next few years, martial law appeared in various intercompany crossovers with other characters, including Savage Dragon and The Mask.
I helped him find an identity and a life. Now we have a fighting chance.
You team up with Savage Dragon, you find out that you know, the pansy guy with the tail actually ends up being the fucking Seven Killer. Isn't that crazy?
Anything less would be uncivilized.
The Mask series is where martial law basically ends. Like, his ending is he gets the mask. Spoiler there.
Somebody stop me.
Mills and O'Neill tipped the character to Cool Beans World website. I remember that too, dude. That was cool. It's the first time I ever saw CGI martial law. The stories here were illustrated in novellas rather than actual comic strips. Titled The Day of the Dead, which was published in paperback edition, and Cloak of Evil. The website closed in 2002.
Some fucking people.
But yeah, martial law should be a TV series instead of The Boys.
Come on!
Judge Dredd with Watchmen. That's the series. In short, try to find it from DC Comics, all things. Hardbound, graphic novels, everything except for the team-up. So it doesn't have the Savage Dragon, the Mask, or Hellraiser crossovers. But it has, like, Secret Tribunal, Hateful Dead, Fear and Loathing, and all the other good series. So check it out. It's the shit. Peace out. But I'm done with this bullshit. Like, you're not gonna watch this. But if you do like what you see here, comment, like, dislike, share it if you want. I go into more detail, but I'm just trolling you anyway. I mean, after all, y'all can suck it. Shout out to my patrons.
Necro Nicky, Shadow Vessel, The Fly Attractor, Count Morivon, Janitor J, Ryan Zacher, Gary Mossberg, and James Quinn.